Sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackey and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down?
With Mackey and Judd.
Yep, this is the most transparent and innovative segment in sports talk in the world. In the world of sports talk.
Really?
It wasn't voted that, but...
Oh, I thought perhaps
But
we
although
won an
Purple Daily is officially up for... We're a Marconi finalist on Purple Daily, and they had to rearrange the award show. It was going to be a live ceremony in Vegas, and it got canceled because of COVID. But next week, we're going to find out if we go from finalists to actual Marconi winners.
Bring it on, Clay Travis. Bring it on.
Yeah, we're up against Clay Travis.
We'll outkick that. We'll outkick that one.
Yeah, we can outkick that.
We'll
outkick our coverage there.
That's
Go
fine.
Huskies.
I'd say if we do win, we would definitely be outkicking our coverage. This is Write That Down. I'm Mackey and Judd. Here's how it works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of each other's batting averages and home runs, and we keep track of how wrong we've been. And if you are a listener that wants to participate, like Earl is about to, you can send us a message either by sliding into Declan's DMs. He's taken, ladies. Or you can on Twitter or Instagram. Or you can hit us up on the feedback tab on the Score North app. So this has been an interesting last few months in that Judd was Ted Williams for months. Like basically going back a year and a half, you've been over 400.
Yeah.
And you've been slumping hardcore lately. And
Oh,
Declan's been climbing up the standings.
It's a horrible slide.
In more
It
ways
is
than
a
one, yeah.
horrible slide. I am the Vikings against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I am
Cooper
the
Rush.
Are you
Wolves
saying that
against the
Declan's Cooper Rush right now, and you're not respecting him, but he's sneaking up on you?
I'm saying this is more about me than Declan.
Okay.
It's a legendary
disagree.
slump. It's a legendary
Oh,
slump.
I feel like you're
It's a
sleeping
terror-
on.
It's a
sleeping on
terrible.
Cooper Rush.
It's a terrible slump.
Well, let's see if
I'm
Judd
ripping
Zolgad's.
myself.
Let's see if Judd's slump continues
I
here.
think it did.
Oh no, dude!
I think it did.
Judd.
Oh, just 2 wrong. That's
no,
it.
dude.
He didn't.
All right.
Okay, this is how bad the slump is. Josh Okogie will attempt 6 or more shots against the Bucks after Ant said we have to share the ball. Josh Okogie against the Bucks, DNP-CD.
Yeah,
And they did share the ball a lot in that game, and he definitely would have.
He didn't even
gotten
get in the
opportunities.
game. He didn't get on the floor.
No. So you were wrong on that one. You also said Teddy Bridgewater would be replaced by Drew Lock before November. Well, the calendar has turned to November, and Teddy Bridgewater is still clinging.
I haven't gotten one right for like 2 months.
It's been a rough stretch.
I don't know if it's been it's been rough for you.
You've had a
Phil
couple-
found it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, I had a really tough week here. So I said the Seahawks just in a bonus prediction on a whim. I said the Seahawks would lose to the Jags, and they absolutely smoked the Jaguars. Geno Smith was amazing in that game. So yeah. I said KJ Osborne would go for 100 yards and 2 or more touchdowns against the Cowboys. Eddie Rosario will... Oh, this was close, by the way. Eddie Rosario will score or drive in the go-ahead run for the Braves, clinching a Braves World Series win. So Eddie Rosario drew a walk and then was driven in on a 3-run home run, but he was the second run to cross.
Right.
He made it 2-0 as the 3 guys came across home plate.
I love how you made sure to find. That's good.
Well, I mean,
That's
if he had drawn,
I know.
if he had drawn a walk and then it was like a 2-run homer and he scored the first run of the game in a shutout victory, then I would have
No
absolutely
judgment.
claimed this
I'm
point.
saying I admire the like thoroughness of the segment.
Oh, never question. You don't want to see the thoroughness of the spreadsheet that I've been tracking for 6 years on this.
Wow.
Wolves parlay. I think every one of these has been wrong so far. I needed to get all of them right. I said the Wolves would lose to the Bucks, beat the Nuggets, and beat the Magic, and then beat the Clips a couple times. Yeah. Pretty much everything has been the opposite. I said Ant will drop at least 40 in one of the first 5 games. A pitcher will get checked for substances in the middle of an inning during the World Series. They were getting checked coming off the mound, but nobody was like, the games like didn't stop to check a pitcher. But I know our executive producer very well, and I did say by the end of the calendar year, Declan will either be back with his, quote, previous teammate, or will find a new teammate, and I will just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I know our man all too well. Look at Declan, just racking up the wins. All right, Listeners, you guys had a bad week too. Jaden said by the NFL trade deadline there will be a credible report that a team was interested in Dalvin Cook, or he'll just straight up be traded by the deadline. Toby said in the first 6 weeks the Vikings would be in the top 10 of fewest penalties allowed, and then they would be in the top 5 by the end of the season. They were like 19th or something.
They're taking way too many penalties.
Yep, it's not good. And then Declan, you had a mixed bag here. You said D'Lo will have a 30-point game between last week and this week's. Write that down.
All he had to do was hit that damn free throw against, was it the Bucks on Wednesday? He literally, with 1 second left, he went to the line and at 1 of 2 and finished with 29 points.
And then he got hurt. Look what you've done.
You said Kaprizov will score 2 or more goals by today.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But you did say the Braves would win the World Series.
Bravos.
And so with that,
what do we
we
got?
have a tie. At the top.
Look at that.
Judd,
Look at that.
Judd
How am I
by
even holding on?
percentage points.
How am I even holding on?
So 352 and 352.
You would have had it.
Declan and Judd tied.
D'Lo screwed you, or you would have had it.
Now I'm even more pissed at him. God, this
is how it works, and write that down, man. We got less than 2 months to go in the season.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is a fantastic stretch.
So, Judd, you're still tied with the listeners with 6 home
it.
runs. Dex and I each have 4 home runs. I'm at 305, listeners at 276.
You're 305.
All-time, Judd leading with 185 hits, listeners leading with 15 all-time home runs dating back to 2018, which is that's how far back our thorough database goes. We have a bunch of predictions that we still have on the board from like 5 and 6 years ago that we will keep on the board, but we didn't keep the full stats until 2018. So, all right, let's get Earl in here. He's our guest listener predictor this week. Earl, what's going on, man? Are you ready to fire away here?
Yeah, I'm ready to fire away. I got to admit that been a Viking fan for 52 years. These predictions could be steeped in bitterness.
I love it.
Can't blame you, Earl.
What do you mean? What's there to be bitter about after that amazing performance on Sunday night against the legendary Cooper Rush?
Say no more.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
So here's how this is going to work. Earl's going to lead us off. We're going to take 3 trips around the room. Earl, Judd, Declan, back to old Macadac here. And Earl, you're up in the batter's box.
Write this down.
Swing away, sir.
Write this down. The Baltimore Ravens will win by 20 points or more.
Dude, I love it. This is decades of bitterness coming out right now from Earl. This is great, dude.
Write this down.
All right, Judd.
Malik Beasley will be traded by the Timberwolves this season. So at some point during the season, Malik Beasley is going to be traded by the Wolves.
Dude, he just like what was he? He was a Papa shot 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, just stop.
It's not going to work.
16 shot attempts. Why are you shooting still?
Write this down.
Guy. All right, Declan.
A couple Minnesota Wild predictions from me. I will say in Kaapo Kakinen's next start, he will make at least 25 saves and the Wild will win. So Kaapo has only played 1 game through the first 9 games so far this season.
Yeah.
And Judd and I are trying to figure out which games he'll get in. He just doesn't. The Wild don't trust him at all, which if that's the case, then go find a new backup goaltender. That's a discussion in its own right. But I will just say in Kaapo Kakinen's next start, he will make at least 25 saves and the Wild will win.
Look at you. Judd, is that a home run? I mean, 25 saves isn't really.
No.
If I'd said
It's not a
25
home
saves,
run.
it's a very much like that's a bunt single because he could even lose the game. But like I'm also quantifying as a Wild win. Yeah, I don't think it's a home run either.
Okay.
If I said a shutout in the Wild, well, obviously
then it's a
the
home
Wild
run.
win. That's,
Do you want?
If you want to go shutout,
you want to say shutout?
That's a home run.
I don't want to. No. I need the
home run,
average
Dex.
points right now. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, I mean,
no, that's okay.
go ahead.
I'm really good at getting baited
Don't
and really
swing
good
for
at
the
peer
don't
pressure.
swing for the fence. Don't swing for
what
the
are you,
fences. That's fine.
chicken?
If you,
Are you
you should have seen
it's
High
fine.
School Declan. Peer pressure is very works on me very well. But no, this one will not work this time.
Did you guys ever have to listen to that peer pressure song when you were in like elementary school?
That's way
I
after
don't
my
think
time.
so.
Peer pressure? No.
Earl and I are like we have no.
I think I might have been a
clue.
Buffalo.
Peer
Minnesota
pressure
thing.
in our day was called Tuesday, and we put it on everybody. Okay,
Started growing up.
exactly right.
Write this
exactly
down.
right.
Yeah, we were. I don't know. By the time Declan and I went to school, they're teaching us about peer pressure and like
Anti-bullying.
telling us not to use drugs. We're like, what?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. All right, write this down. As Anthony LaPanta said so eloquently, the seal has been broken
Oh my God.
for Kirill Kaprizov. I love it. And because the seal has been broken, I believe the Wild play 2 games between now and next week's. Write that down. I think it's a Saturday, Sunday back-to-back, and then it's another Wednesday game. So he will, write this down, Kaprizov will score a goal or more in each of these next 2 games. Write it down. So that'll mean
goal or more
3.
against Pittsburgh and the Islanders Saturday, Sunday.
Yep. The seal has been broken officially.
Write this down.
Okay.
All right, back to Earl, your second prediction.
Second prediction is Mike Zimmer will be the former head coach of the Minnesota Vikings by December 1st.
Oh, in-season change, Earl.
These are
It's
some
no good to
touchdowns.
keep him in there. I think he's
Yeah.
lost the team. He
So
needs
I'm
to
gonna
go.
pull up the schedule here just to see. So you said by December 1st he will be let go. So they've got Ravens, Chargers, Packers, and at San Francisco are the 4 games there. So 3 road games. You're probably gonna be underdogs in all of these games.
If they get embarrassed by the Packers and they have not beaten the previous 2 teams, I think there's a chance it gets blown out
Before Thanksgiving.
Yes. The Packers game, the Wolves will take that personally. That's embarrassing.
You want to go on the record
Write
there?
this down.
No, I don't. But I'm just telling you, in my experience, I think that the Packers game might be the linchpin game.
All right. I think you're up here next, Judd.
Write this down.
All right, I'm going to get ahead on this because they are going to be terrible, which leaves them ripe for a lot of write that down predictions. The Gopher men's basketball team will win 2 or fewer Big Ten games this season.
Wow.
So the
It's
Gopher
gonna
men's
be really
basketball
bad.
team will win 2. So they might get to 2. Congratulations. 2 or fewer Big Ten basketball games. They are going to be atrocious.
Yeah, it's all right. I might mix in a Gopher hoop since
Write this down.
it's like like a fantasy draft when someone drafts the first kicker,
Yeah,
then
I'm
everyone starts
going on a
drafting
Gopher
kickers.
basketball run.
Yep, that's what's happening here. All right, Declan, your second prediction.
All right. I'm going to go with a parlay here because I forgot the Wild only played 2 games and not 3 games. So I'm going to make a prediction on the fly. I will say Kevin Fiala, Kirill Kaprizov, and Joel Eriksson will all each have a goal between now and next week's. Write that down.
Okay, so they're gonna so 2 games. There's 2 games, and they're all going to score at some point.
Yes. Over the next 2 games, basically, Fiala, Kaprizov, and Joel Eriksson will all each have a goal between now and next week's. Write that down.
Okay, I like it.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right. All right. Here's my Gopher basketball prediction. I'm kind of making this
They
on the
will
fly.
fold the team halfway through the season.
So, all right, Dex. This is going to be kind of tough here because
All right.
I'm just going to talk through this because I'm looking at their schedule. So they play Kansas City, Western Kentucky, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Jacksonville in their first 4 games. But then later on, they also play Texas A&M, is it Corpus Christi, Green Bay, and Alcorn State. So in those 7 games, all right, I'm not counting they play Pitt and Mississippi State, and so they play some legitimate Power 5 teams. But let's just say this: the Gopher basketball team plays 7 games against non-major, non-conference, non-major conference opponents. They will lose at least 2 of those games, which is you're not supposed to lose any of those games. They will lose at least 2 of those games against the non-conference, non-Power 5 schools that they play.
Okay, and are all those in the first 7 games, or are some of those powerhouses mixed in?
So those games are between now and January
Okay.
1st, and they also in that mix have a game at Michigan, Michigan State, Mississippi State, Pittsburgh, which, by the way, they will lose all 4 of those games as well. So if you want, all right, let's do it this way, Dex. All right, but between now and January 1st, the Gopher basketball team will lose at least 6 games.
Okay.
4 of those games are probably guaranteed losses, but then the other 2 are going to be against Purdue, Fort Wayne, or something. All right.
Okay.
Does that make
Yep.
sense to you, Judd?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I got it.
Like ordinarily they win
stink.
almost all of those games, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just put Gopher basketball stinks,
They
Dex,
stink.
and you're fine.
Got it.
Care of.
Got it.
Write this down.
All right. Back to Earl, your third and final prediction, sir.
Third and final prediction. Write this down. The Minnesota Vikings will finish 6-10 or lower.
6-11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That extra game makes a difference, doesn't it?
Unless you want to predict that they'll forfeit a game due to unforeseen circumstances.
Well, then they'd still lose it, though.
It'd still be a loss.
Well, just lose it. There's be no forfeiting.
So
six wins.
6 wins or fewer, right?
6 wins or fewer.
Yeah. Boy, I'm trying to
That's the sunny side of life.
Off the Earl off the top rope. He's had it 52
Declan,
years.
This is a glimpse, Declan, into our sports future here.
Oh,
Judd and
man.
Earl just
Yep.
paving the way for us.
Yep.
Just embattled. Earl, these are great, salty predictions. Since you've got this platform here, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you to this peak moment on Mackey and Judd?
I'd just like to thank you guys for the opportunity for this therapy session. And
It's free of charge.
We're here
man.
for you, Earl. You know that.
we need to quash any optimism the Viking fan may have early.
This
make
man
sure-
is
saying.
my kindred spirit.
Get to those kids.
Earl is my kindred spirit.
Love it. Earl, awesome stuff, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right, guys, take care.
Good luck with your
too.
predictions. All right, back over to Judd Zolgad, your final prediction.
Okay, I'm going to make one that will be off the board by late Friday. The Wolves will beat the Clippers in the back-to-back games tonight and Friday at Target Center. Clippers
So
aren't that.
Got it.
Clippers aren't
They'll
that
win both
good.
games.
They'll win both games. The Wolves will beat
Okay.
them back-to-back.
Pat
Yep, they'll win
Beverly
both
revenge games. I don't know if he's going to play or not. But
Doug said that he's going to probably play at least in one, if not both. But yeah, they're going to win both these games. I hope that what they did against the Pelicans and then especially Monday against the Magic, that they sort of wake up a little bit here too. Dudes, you're at home. Come on.
let's get it. I mean,
Let's get it. And the Clippers aren't good. So
yeah, but let's do
do
they're
this.
the Wolves are like a 500 team. They're going to
Sure.
be fighting to get to 500. So they're
Write this down.
But you can fight.
yeah, for sure.
They didn't really fight against the Magic.
Malik Beasley fought to
they
put up as
rolled
many
over.
3-pointers
Yeah,
as he
he's
possibly
like-
could.
I'm off the bench. Yeah,
like, guy-
I'm going to make.
It's like, my man, after the game is when you hoist up 100 shots to get your shot right, not during the game. Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Declan.
You both almost said it and spoke it to existence. And I already had this written down for the Wolves. So I will say the Timberwolves will be at least 500 by December 1st.
Okay.
So by December 1st, they will at least be 500. They're 500 right now. I believe they'll be a 500 basketball team by the time this month ends. So the Wolves will be at least 500 by December 1st.
I kind of want to take another stab at a Wolves parlay here. I'm searching for home runs
Ooh.
here. That's my
Write it down. You like writing things down.
goal. So,
Okay.
all right. It's funny. They actually play the Clippers 3 times in the next 2 weeks. They play at the Clippers as well. So Judd went with the back-to-back wins over the Clippers.
Yep.
I'm going to go a step further and
Okay.
tell me, is it a home run if I say the Wolves are going to win 3 consecutive games? The next 3, they're going to win their next 3 games, LA, and Memphis. That's my prediction. Is it a home run?
I don't really think so. I think
Well,
it
okay.
needs to have something else to spice it up.
All right. They're going to win their next 3 games, and Ant will drop a 40 burger in one of those 3
Yep.
games.
Okay.
40 or more points.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I am no longer chasing
You
the
did it.
batting average.
You did it.
record. I'm chasing the home runs.
You just
Write
did
it down. You like writing things down.
There it is. I love Earl coming in. Just
Oh, he's so salty. 52 years.
grizzled, man. Love it. That's
He has-
that's how Declan and I are going to be, aren't we? It's like
Yeah.
Royce, Judd, Earl.
Although if he's been a fan of the Vikings for as long as I've been alive, he at least has Super Bowl memories. I know they didn't win, but they made it.
you don't, but you were weren't you 8? You don't remember?
I was 7 or 8. I watched part of the game, but it's right before I started to like sports, so I didn't really care. Because I started to follow the Vikings in '78, so that was 2 years after that or a year. But yeah, so I didn't care. But I mean, I would love to have clear memories of just appearances, right?
Yeah.
At least then I could say I could come on this show and be like, hey, the Super Bowl they lost is tough, but I saw them. I can't even say that.
Dude, I was 6 years old when the Twins won the World Series in 1991.
Yeah.
And I do remember watching Game 7 on TV. I remember watching Game 6 and 7 on TV in our living room in Champlin, Minnesota. And then I remember coming to my first grade classroom after both of those games, and the newspaper clippings were up on the chalkboard, the Star Tribune and the Pioneer Press and Kirby Puckett rounding second base. But it's amazing. We still celebrate the Twins World Series championship. Dude, that was 30 years ago.
I know.
30 years ago. That's Declan you weren't born yet, right, Dex?
No.
Declan wasn't born yet?
See this gray beard?
I'm 36, and I barely. So you basically have to be 40 years old or older to remember a Twins championship.
Yes.
And then Vikings have never done it. Hockey's never done it. So let's go. Let's raise the expectations here.
Earl, though, man. I mean, that is a
Bravo.
Viking survivor.
Those are 2 home run. At least 2 of all of them could be home runs.
Love it. Love it. And those are your weekly predictions. When are you guys going to admit that you were wrong? Every single Wednesday.
Been wrong
here.
a lot lately too.
Yep.
I've spent 2 months being wrong.
Coming.
Yep.
No, you are. There's
don't
no
let
doubt.
Declan get hot.
But unlike Cooper
don't let me get
Rush,
hot.
I am not crediting you. I am saying I am looking internally. See, this is all on me. You see, this is how it's done. Don't pass the buck. Don't pass the buck.
How much self scouting have you done?
This is no one else's fault but mine.
Self-scouting.
I have
it's all about self-discovery. The last few months of my life have been self-discovery, okay? On the field, off the field.
And I've fallen apart.
I'm hitting bombs right now.
I am coming apart. I have dropped into a life of just struggles.
You're Chris Colabello. They gave you a promotion, and now you're going to be sent down before that promotion even happens.
That's exactly right, Dex. I am in the sports gutter. That's where I am right now. The sports gutter, the sewage of sports is washing over my poor old body.
Judd, you have now made 33 consecutive predictions. None of them have come off the board correctly.
I told you, Dex.
Oh, my God.
30. See,
That's really bad.
You see, sorry, Dex.
I mean, I'm not doing well either, but.
No, and I appreciate that Dex is doing well, but I mean, this is a Judd problem.
Also, think about how hot of a start you had and how far out you were in the lead to be able to withstand the 2 months that you have and still not completely give up the batting average lead.
And to my credit,
amazing.
I'm not bunting. Like I could bunt.
No, you're not. You could be bunting.
Like
yeah.
I could bunt, but I'm not going to bunt.
Yeah, you will. That's something.
Come on, Jason Tyner. Square one up a little bit. Just a little down the line.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, that's a wrap here. Minnesota, Mackey and Judd, Minnesota Sports Daily
Sports
Entertainment.
Sports gutter, Judd.
Sitting in the sports gutter. Yeah. Don't forget, check out if you missed the